Run them hands. Okay, gon' hit the folks with it. Drop, then get low with it. Nearly rock, I'm stupid. Fly, do the nay-day, then you roll with it. False, you ugly. Teach me how to dug it. Do the Roy Birdie, then you shoot with your buddy.
Throw it, watch it fall around the sky. Ooh. Hey, just kidding. Okay, so it's your girl, DJ Toaster Strudel. Ooh. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm back with another YouTube video, and this one's gonna be funny. This is gonna be about this most recent sorry, my phone's telling me I need to update it, but is it gonna get updated? Hell no. Alright, so the only reason why the car is running is because I need to charge my phone because it's on like 25%. Okay, so today's YouTube video is about how I knocked myself out in the shower and got a concussion and had to get treated for it. Okay, so this happened whenever I lived in Oklahoma, and whenever I lived in Oklahoma, I was a certified dumb bitch. Like, I did some dumb bitch shit, like hotboxed my bathroom with tobacco products. I'm awful at winking, but whatever, you get the point. Okay, so whenever I lived in Oklahoma, I was like, okay, you know, cool, I'm that bitch. I used to have somebody I know roll up these cigarettes for me. And by cigarettes, I mean JJ's. And by JJ's, I mean the weed. I used to have my friend roll up the weed for me. And so I was like, I'm having a bad day. A real bad day. Like, that day was like really hard. And like, this is before like I got medicine for like anxiety and depression. So I was like, weed's the answer. And so I was smoking weed very often. It didn't cause any problems in my life aside from this one, but it's okay. So anyways, I would smoke on a regular basis, and so this time I decided, you know what, I'm gonna hotbox my bathroom and take a shower. So in getting prepared to take a shower, I get all my shit, I walk in the bathroom. I turn the little bathroom fan on, think, why does it keep on coming up? Like, okay, so anyways, I turn my bathroom fan. Oh my goodness, go away. It's so annoying, like, yuck. Okay, anyways, sorry. Let's start again. All right, so okay, no, that wasn't it. Okay, so anyways, I turn on the fan and I turn on the water. But if you know me, I like my water hotter than the devil's ass crack. So I was like, it's about to get hot up in this hose. And then it did. And so it's getting all foggy and steamy and the air was getting all thick. And I was like, you know, so then I light up. I was like, let's light up. So then I light up and I was, you know, doing my thing. I was enjoying my life, living my best life. And so then I proceeded to, you know, to smoke like a train, smoke my cigarette like a train until there was almost none left. There was like this much left, and I was like, nah, we gonna save that for a rainy day. Like, that was my rainy day cigarette. So then I was like, all right, cool. So I'm like feeling really good, and I get in the shower and I'm still breathing all heavy. I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling too hot. So then I just proceed, you know, to get all sudsy, you know, get all wet and sudsy, and, you know, start doing my shower thing. And as I'm rinsing off, I'm like, whoa, like, I'm feeling dizzy, I'm feeling a little nauseous. And so then, like, I finish rinsing off, and I, like, lean up against the wall, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll get a second, I'll just catch my bearings, I'll be all right. And, you know, me, I still could not, like, fully, like, get a whole breath, like, in, like, I was still struggling. I was like Darth Vader. Oh, wow, okay, since, like, Darth Vader up in there, I was breathing real heavy. So then, you know, I continue to resud myself. I was re-soaping, re-lathering, re-cleaning the important parts. And then as soon as I was doing all that, I was like, I can't stand up anymore. And that's the last thing I remember. After that, I was just like, on the floor. And like, I remember like hitting my head on like the back of the bathtub, and I was out for a good minute. Like, like blacked out. Like I knocked the hell out of myself. Like I was unconscious for a good minute. And whenever I woke up, I couldn't get back up, and I was like I couldn't move my legs. Like I was really sitting there for a second. I was like, well, this is how I die. Like at the time, my boyfriend, he wasn't home yet. My brother and my sister-in-law, they were in the living room, but I guess they didn't hear me, or I guess they just thought I was okay, but I was not okay. And I remember like finally being able to get up like after maybe 5 or 6 minutes, and like having a killer fucking headache. Like I felt like ass, and I couldn't even finish taking a shower. Like whenever I got out, I was like tumbling everywhere. Like I was like tripping over shit. And I kind of dry off, but I couldn't really like dry all the way off. So I just like put my towel around me, and I get my clothes, and I go back in my room, and I like just lay on the ground. So finally I go back in, like I can finally get dressed. Like I kind of like regained, but like I still had like a really bad headache. So I go back in the living room where everybody else, like, well, where my brother and my sister-in-law were. And I was like, fuck this shit. And so I was like, bro, did y'all not hear me fall? And they're like, no, like we thought you were just okay, like we didn't think anything of it. And I was like, bro, my head fucking hurts. My brother said, you better not have a concussion, or like you better not be hurt or some shit like that. And I was like, I'll be all right. So I like lay on the floor, and I like damn near pass out. My boyfriend comes home later, and I have a killer headache. I felt like trash, and so I like slept on his side of the bed, and we used to fight. I used to be like, I'm sleeping on this side of the bed, and he's like, no. And so then I slept on his side of the bed, and he was like, are you sure you're okay? And I was like, nah, I feel like shit. There's somebody else walking down the stairs. Okay, I was like, nah, I feel like shit. And he was just like, okay. And so we watched a little bit of Rick and Morty, and we went to bed, and I got up the next day, and I felt even worse. So then time goes on. I go to school, because I was in cosmetology school at the time. I go to school, and I was like, oh shit, I feel like ass. And so then I'm like nauseous throughout the day, and like my head still was like pounding and shit. And I, like, by the time the middle of the day goes around, like lunch, like I went and ate pizza or whatever, came back to school. I go to the bathroom, and I like puke, like violently vomit. And I like called my brother, and I was like, dude, like something's not right, you know, whatever. So he's like, how bad is it? I was like, my head hurts really bad, like I'm vomiting, like I feel like shit. So he comes to get me. We go to like a clinic, and they're like, you need to go to the hospital right now. Like go to the nearest hospital right now. So I'm like, you know, like what's going on? And they're like, well, you might have like a minor brain bleed, or like, you know, whatever, because you hit your head so hard and you knocked yourself out. And I was like, okay, okay, you know, whatever. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna have a brain bleed. Like, what if there's something really wrong with me? So we go to OU Medical. I get to OU Medical. I'm waiting for a minute, and like, I feel like if I had a brain injury, you know, I feel like they should have taken that way more seriously, because like I still waited for like a good 30-45 minutes. And so I'm like waiting, you know, whatever. Then they call me back. They take my temperature. They hook me up to this machine and like check my heart and like make sure my heart's okay. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't even know what the fuck that has to do with anything. But they're just like, it's like standard procedure. Like if you have a head injury, you know, whatever. So then my brother gets there. He's like waiting with me. I have to sneeze. Hold on. Bless you. Thank you. Okay, anyways. So then, you know, they take me back or whatever, like after he gets there, and then they like draw my blood, and they like hook me up to this like bag, and they're like, they gave me something for nausea and like some other stuff, like gave me all these like fluids and stuff since I felt like shit. And they're like, you're gonna have to have a scan. And I was like, a CT scan or some shit. And I was like, fuck my life. I got tired of waiting. So they put me in this like other waiting room, because there's like a big waiting room like with everybody, and then they put me in like this little waiting room. After a while, I got tired of fucking waiting. I was like, I'm going the hell home. Like I still feel like shit, but whatever, I'm leaving. So I was like, get this shit out of me. And they gave me like a couple of bags of shit. Like I was hooked up to some shit. And yeah, so if you ever think about hotboxing your bathroom and taking a shower, don't, yeah, because I don't want you to pass out like I did. And honestly, I don't know if that's what like helped cause my stutter, because this is like my second concussion of my life. But like, and both of them were like pretty bad. Like they both made me feel like absolutely terrible. So I don't know like if that's what aided in my stutter and all this shit, but I don't know. Like, I just show up to the party, you know, just with these brain injuries. Don't fall in the shower, kids, and get a grippy mat. And if you feel like you're gonna pass out, get the fuck up out of there. Like, take off running, bitch. Like, don't take your chances. Don't take your chances. Don't do drugs, kid. Don't even smoke weed. Even though I definitely just... But yeah. So, that was the story of how I got my most recent concussion, which is like a few months ago, but it's fine. But yeah.